Oh, okay. Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sponsor Scream 2 Electric Boogaloo. Aha. Gonna try to finish up the Vielborn and Red Choir tonight, because now that I got the color scheme down from last week, it should be good to go for me to just YOLO into the rest of these minis. And if we have time, I'll stand down and handle the bases too. So, yeah, let us begin. And, boom! Hello, welcome everybody. Again, we have the command for sponsor. SOR. Bammo. There you go. The sponsor of this video, aka this stream, still, is the Crucible Blood Darkness by VoidWar Games, who have kindly provided me these lovely models to build and paint on stream. And, well, building, as you can see, is done, except for a bunch of little knives, which I honestly don't know why I forgot to attach the knives. I probably had a good idea not to do it first, but I don't remember. So, yes. Anyway, what the plan today is, I have to do the Zenithal on a few of these guys who I spent a bit of time off stream just assembling and finding which part went where first. And so these are good to go. So I'll do, starting off today with a bit of very small bit of the aircraft airbrush zenithaling on these 6 lads. Plus, I think needed just a spot more on this guy because I forgot to attach his dangly robes and stuff. And then we'll get into painting them. Also, I forgot to attach the guy's sword hilt. You can see I just barely managed to get it in there, and so we're gonna have some fun just trying to reach my brush in around to paint up that hilt. Why didn't I paint the hilt before attaching it? That's a me problem to deal with today, right now. This one I remembered to actually do it because, as well, his cloak will then attach like so here after. So his cloak will attach after painting. And I did also pre-test this to make sure there was actually enough clearance for this position for the hilt to go there. Remember, the cloak just go there. We got the cloak just goes in like that. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's the cleric marshal. Hello, Nemu. Welcome. Thanks for popping in. So yeah, and then also I have to finish up Mr. Steppies here with his emotional support carcass. There you go. We got them toes, and he's stepping on him and just absorbing his life force. He's sucking his life force through his toes. Yeah, that's how I'm going to say it's going to happen. So, yeah. So, pretty much, ideally, I'm going to burst paint all these guys in one go tonight. Let's see. Stepping on the right place, I see. Yes. His toes are right there, real close to this nice spot. You know, basically, there's a reason why he's all pale and white. Put it that way. Probably not the reason why in the lore, but close enough. So, yeah. Also, oh yeah, you think of them myself. Plus, then this has a little panel lining to work with as well after that. So, yeah, we're going to have fun with this. Again, this is all sponsored by VoidWar Games. The, blammo. The blurb is here. That's their My Mini factory link, and you can also get to their socials and stuff through there. And I've heard they're going to have a phase 2 soonish. Sooner than later. And, yeah. Let us now begin. Well, first begin by doing what I did last time, is get these guys quickly zenithal with nice little white highlighting on it. With some white primer. Extra thin white primer into my airbrush. So actually, let's get to the airbrush booth first. And, YOLO. Paint booth, go. Nice. And then turn on the airbrush. Probably should have done that before stream started. That's fine, it'll fill up quickly. And now, moment of truth, is my airbrush clogged from last week? No, it's not. The needle goes in out just fine. I'll just do a quick run through. Also, if I have time, I've also provided bases for these as well. These are some nice fancy bases with candles and stuff on it. And if we have time, I'll work on the bases too. If not, I'll hand them off stream. Because pretty much, I have a game coming up with these soonish. Either this week or next week, so I actually need to get these done ASAP. And yeah, thank you for all games for finding these minis. Definitely enjoying them so far. I'm going to probably join a lot more on the tabletop. First, let's just... Oh, there we go. Yep, that's a good spray out. So airbrush is not clogged. And now, again, from a random video I learned on YouTube for doing xenothalling and stuff, for nice smooth... Where is it? Smooth xenothal that's not patchy or anything. You run high pressure on your airbrush's compressor tank, and you run it extremely thin with extremely little pullback on the trigger. So, I don't remember how thin I did it last time, so I'm just going to do 50-50, since this is already pre-thin for airbrush, so it's been thinned already. So I'm going to do a good old... a few drops of flow improver, just to stop the paint from drying out too quickly, clogging the airbrush. Also, I'm not doing that many minis, there's only 5 more of them, plus a few bits here and there, so I don't want to load up too much paint into it. That really looks like a good amount of thinner to the primer. Good old shaky shake. So very quick is on the thawing, then we're going straight to straight to... I shinjied my finger. So very quick, 10 minutes xenothal, and then we're going straight into the paintbrushing. And there will probably be a lot more shinji joke coming soon as well. There we go, that's probably enough. Just mix it up in the cup. Complete heresy, I know, but I've got life to live. Ain't nobody got time to mix paint outside the airbrush cup and pour it in. Until it clogs. Then you go waste time cleaning it all up anyway. That's okay, there we go. So air in, air out, slight pull back on the trigger. There we go, that's the very light build up I want to see. Alright, we're good to go. And no, I did not pin these, so I'm going to get my fingers covered in shinji powder. But I do that anyway. Very light pull back on the trigger. And slowly build up the transition of white over the top-facing surfaces. So this is the handle lighting from the top. There should be no reason to do a downward angle below this, unless I just can't reach an area. There we go, look at that. A bit more from this angle here, on the back. Just lightly build up the white layer. So the top is going to be brighter than... the top surfaces will be brighter than the under surfaces for natural shading. So that's the Flammenwerfer. What do we have next? Oh, you're going to grab you. You're the sergeant. You can tell he's a sergeant because he's pointing with his finger. You! I point at you. He points at me now. He's got his nice little mace. And look at that. One-piece 3D printed little mace. And ooh, the chain is so nice. It's stuck to it. Oh, piece of debris stuck to it. There we go. Okay. Let us really carefully. Yeah. Build up. Put some all on this. It's hitting the top surfaces. Because I will be doing, for the colors I'll be using, I will be trying to mix them a small bit with glazing medium. Give it a small bit. They aren't going to be full glazes, just because those take forever to dry. And I ain't got all day. I ain't got all night. I got till midnight. Best case. There we go, look at that. So we shade it from below, but light it from above. Yeah. Next. Also, I found that these guys, they've got like these semi-flexible armored panels on them, like gambesons, which has actually given me an idea of doing them in sort of a dark maroon red for the gambeson. Then I'll just pick out the armored studs with like the silver or something. And then the rest of their coats will be the white red after that. So these are the red choir for these soldier guys. So it feels like they need a bit of red to them. Funny enough, the leaders don't have much red they got because they have the steel body armor and stuff, or this universe's equivalent of steel. So their red is in their fancy cloaks and whatnot, while they have actual proper armor on. Versus these scrubs. Yeah, Mr. Kneeling down and aiming. So yeah, so my general plan is maroon, burgundy, red sort of scheme on these guys, with black undersuits to match. Or really what it is a very dark gray, slightly blue dark gray undertone suit. And then the good old Agrax Earth shade, which is a light brown, medium brown wash to dirty it up and bring it all together. There we go. That's the plan, at least. Then I'll handle small accessories and stuff with a fine brush later. As I decide how to do it. Like gas masks and stuff. Probably a sort of rubbery leather look. There I go. Another dude. And then, how many would I have? One more red choir dude, and then one the Vielborn needs to have a bit more just because of his extra parts I glued onto him. Mr. Dual Sword guy. He's looking a badass. He's intimidating, he's posing, got his twin swords out. He doesn't need no gun. I think he's just a regular Dutch wireless. He just happens to just hold two swords. Because he's awesome like that. There we go. Okay. Down. Where was that Vielborn? Here we go. The Vielborn's a spot. No, you're not Vielborn. No, sorry, you're not Vielborn. You're the Canticle Cannoneer. You're also a two-sworded guy. Let me just, yeah, nice. White climb over your extra bits I glued onto you. Let's hold the paint down. There we go. We've got like a half gambeson over a big long cloak. Interesting. Wondering. You also got wraps around your hand and stuff. You'll be fun. You'll be fun to paint. You just get a little bit more on your robes. Let's make it a bit brighter. Since you're a special character, you can have some extra brightness to you. Alright. That is the Xenotholding done on everything, pretty much. So now that my hands are all shinjied up, let's just put the remaining back in to my bottle. Yes, I know it's partially thinned and, what you call it? Slow improved, but it's a small bit compared to the rest of the bottle. It's not going to matter much in the long term. There. Now, a very quick clean out. As always, you gotta always clean your airbrush out thoroughly between colors, or when you're done, and well, I'm done with the airbrush for tonight. That's all I needed it for, just to do that sort of something. Anything else I do will be via hand paint and hand brush. Just clean up everything here. And then now we just blow through with some thinner. Clean pot. Come on, let's try a fast 5-minute clean out. Empty it. Almost. Where's my spray cleaner? I've got this swipe general purpose cleaner. Just splits a little bit into the cup. Swirl it around. Clean a bit with my finger, just because I can. Spray that out. And filling this room with a nice cleaner smell. And then after that, a few splits of water, and then we're good to go to hand painting. Water! Ah, smack my head against the camera. Well, let's just bring the needle back and forth a bit. Okay. And up a bit on the inside. How's it looking? Okay, looks clean. We'll get it back. Put that alone. Turn off the air compressor because I don't need it anymore. Evacuate the air from the compressor so moisture doesn't build up inside the tank and rusts it. Okay, now let's grab myself my paint palette. Yeah, gimme. Stay balanced. Paint palette. Boil water down here. Get my paintbrushes and let's begin hand painting. Yeah. Let's see. All right, back to my build zone. I said back to the build zone. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so we got our lovely lads here. Let us begin. So I think let's go with the easiest first. Since the Vielborn all have pretty much dark cloaks, so I need to touch up your dark cloak as well. I'm going to do the dark cloak wash over everything on all the Vielborn first. Then I'll probably do the dark undersuit for the Red Choir as well. So yeah, just going to do all the dark stuff first, and then move on to the next stuff. So yeah, let's do it. So my specific medium, well, my specific color, which I use just because I like the color and I happen to have it. It's Basilicum Gray. Basically, this is a very dark, slightly blue, clear gray color, which over the white priming and stuff looks like this. They look like black, but it's not actually pure black. It's a gray, and that's how you get the nicely, like the transitions and colors between light and dark, the shadows. So yeah, just gonna shake this up. I'm gonna grab myself a size. You know, because the Vielborn are wide, well, bigger surface. Where's my wide brush? I have a small wide brush that will work perfectly for this. Here it is. I got a small wide brush. Nice and soft still. Perfect. That means I actually cleaned it properly last time. I honestly don't remember I cleaned it properly or not, so I'm real glad I did. A little bit of water in my paint palette. As always, I highly recommend Tamiya brush conditioning fluid. This is like a brush soap that really helps clean up the brushes. Even your shit brushes will clean up pretty well in this and become nice and soft again, and can be used even after it had some paint caked onto it. So yeah, not that expensive, and really just keeps your brushes usable for longer. Yeah, bam. This is not sponsored. Just highly recommend it because I personally use it a lot. Like, this is my second pot, and I am already. Sorry, bad angle. I'm already 1/5 the way through it again for my second pot of this cleaning stuff. So it's good, it works, it helps your brushes. Moving on. That's Bammo. I will shove these guys to the side a bit. Let's damp the brush a moment first so it's not dry. Rotate to a dark spot on my palette. And I'm just going to dunk and dabble some out of the pot into my paint palette here. Should I be using a wet palette? Probably. Am I going to bother getting my wet palette and wetting it? No! Because I'm lazy as fuck and I got things to do, like actually painting, so... Lightly dampen again. Collect this up. The brush. And, let's... Sorry, no, you're on the wrong fact. You're shimmer that side. Let's get off my lawn guy here going. Yeah, I'm just going, get off my lawn! Let us slap it down. Boom. It's that simple. Like, this is the beauty and the challenge with contrast, is that you can just slap it down over your zenithal, and it's going to look great. It's going to follow all the contours and have the light and darkness to it. But because it's transparent, if you make a mistake on the previous layer, it cannot cover that mistake. So you have to fix it up or manually before you do the contrast, or you fix it up after, and then use opaque paints to blend in as you need to match it. I am comfortable doing it like this just because majority of the cloak is one piece, and I just need to get most of the body is covered in this stuff. Oh, ooh, that ass. And then the smaller bits around it, I can just focus brush later as I need to. And I can also just, dirty and touch it up later as I have to if I make mistakes. Which I will make mistakes. All painters make mistakes here and there. You will make mistakes when painting. It's fixing those mistakes after you made it that count. And having the patience, usually, let the paint dry first, then fix it. Else you're just going to start mixing wet paint around amongst itself, and you're going to just blend all your fixes in and stuff. There we go. I feel like this layer was a little bit thin, but again, as always, let it dry first, then go for the next layer if you have to. I might have been a bit too damp for this. But hey, that's just how it goes sometimes. Make mistakes, but work with it. Let me just use a bit of veining I have in here just to touch up. Down here, the bottom of his little dress. And upskirt! With a taste for upskirt of the foot demon. Just applying the glazing stuff where it needs to be reinforced a bit. Like so. Bit more. Cover those areas. Okay, so Mr. Neshef here. Let him dry a bit. You definitely need to dry. Let me decant more. Well, this actually, okay, this is also thin by itself. I might not actually need to wet my brush as much as I had done already. One. Two. I don't know if you can see on stream that easily, but this is like a very dark blue-gray compared to black. And that's like when you're painting mini stuff. Using pure black usually should be the last resort, because you want to have something that is like dark gray, so you have somewhere to go darker in other places. So you have the option. Otherwise, shading becomes quite an issue, and then you tend to get a rather flat-looking mini at the end of that, just because you can't go darker than pure black. Same thing for whites as well. Whites, you tend not to use pure white. You tend to use off-whites or extra light grays, so then you can highlight spots with pure white later. So you also have somewhere to go up and to go down with your colors. There's a little tip trick. Also, as seasoned painters will know, white is a fucking horrible paint to try to paint smoothly and cleanly on surfaces, especially by hand, so having a little bit of pigment for something off-white, like very light gray. It really helps you establish that base layer first, and then you can try to bring yourself up to pure white later if you absolutely have to. Otherwise, shades of gray is where it's at. The more than 50 shades of gray, like the 2,000 shades of gray. So relatively to the colors relative to each other will look like black and white. When in fact, it's all gray. The gray tide. There we go. Thank you, drive it. Mr. Jazz Hands! Hey, he's got his jazz hands. It's actually the example of the grays and white stuff I will show later when I do their weird, very pale flesh moors in their heads and stuff. You'll find I'll be using light gray first. Light gray or bone white as a base, and then I will bring it up to a paler white after that. If I had to bring it up. May not need to, actually. Either depends. There we go. Just slather this around. I won't pretend to be the best painter. I'll just know I've learned a lot of tips and tricks as I was going, and I'm just fucking about with them as I do it. And there's a lot of trust the process. Don't diss the process until after it's finished and dried, and then you can tell whether it looks good or not. That's the hardest part, but you gotta believe. Just have the patience, let the damn thing dry, and see what you get. In my case, I'm just trying to even it out a bit down here. Let me get a bit of water to help smoothen it. Trying to push the pooling paint as well to the side. There we go. Mr. Jazz Hands. And I'll just do kneeling dude. He kneels, and he's a dude. You know, he's here to help, somewhat. Probably not. And according to the law of these cultists and stuff, they kind of just go to battle whispering gibberish and just doing nonsense sometimes. Well, these what looks like nonsense at first. Like they'll just drop on their knees and start praying, or they'll just start rummaging through the mud and building like little effigies and stuff in the dirt and stuff. Seems nonsensical at first, but apparently it's all part of a bigger plan where they just have to build all these little effigies in the middle of the battlefield, and when all of them are done, they combine together to form some sort of like constellation or like demonic circuit, and then shit happens. So, yeah, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting wild lore. Looking forward to seeing more of the lore released from it. Well, yeah, just a cool little series they've got going, with cool minis and more cool minis coming as well. Well, now you're going to get these as STLs, but I have heard that next release they'll do will potentially have physical minis you can purchase as well, pre-printed. So yeah, I think this set I've been given is a pre-production, not pre-production, a sample print, I guess, from their suppliers. So for a sample, it's very fucking good. And I've heard what they're going to have is even better. So yeah, things to look forward to. Blah, blah, blah. Just need to dampen a bit more and load up. And really nicely detailed as well. Like all the folds, more details, the robe flaps and stuff. The hands with like the little knuckles and stuff, and the digits. Really cool. Let's see. And if y'all had more time than I did, probably greater many opportunity to do blending and stuff on these dudes. Color blending, shading, lighting, and stuff. Fortunately, I do not have such luxuries of that much spare time, so they're getting the contrast, detail painting, and then get into the fucking battlefield, you scrubs. It's treatment for me. There you go. Mr. Mind Bears Great Pain is done. Let's go. Oh yeah, here's one guy. He's rummaging in the dirt. He's got his little hand of Shinji Gunk ready to go. Hey Shinji, do you want to build a snowman with your jizz? Yeah. Yeah, just slather this all over. So I do have some basic materials. I might put some basic material around that little stuff dripping from his fingers, and then make it look like he's actually is groveling and putting up stuff from the ground to make whatever effigy he wants. There we go. Just jam that in there. Yeah. Reaching that little thing on his chest is going to be a butch and I have to do later, but that is 30 minutes from now me's problem, not right now me's problem. There we go. Yeah. You. A bit more. Dunk. Just gonna grab you by your toes and slather you nicely all over. There we go. Try to get rid of the pooling as I see it and shift it around. And yes, am I getting my fingers dirty? Of course I am, but well, I'm a dirty boy anyway. So, par for the course. But I am dirty. With art! Okay. Mr. Hands in your sleeves, being all holier than thou. You know, just ominously crossing your arms. Nope, need more. Gimme. I should just leave this open and just dunk as I need to. More ammo. And slather. Slather, slather. That's what I gather. There we go. Across the whole body. Over the hood. Around the corners. Stick it out. Up, Mr. Candle Man with his candle. I spent longer than I would have liked trying to get the bloody candle aligned. But it was worth it in the end. So now he has his emotional support candle with him. There we go. Let's just slather this. All the way along. Dunk. There we go. Yeah, so all these Vielborn, as far as I've seen the pictures of, they have like very light pale skin. Like something has, well, veiled their souls and taken from them and integrated their psyches into their main whatever bullshit they do. So, going to be a lot of contrast between the dark cloaks and the pale white, or rather off-white, like light grey skin these suits will have. And then a little bit of yellow and orange here for the candles they have. And then, honestly, one of my favorites. Hey, Cloud, 5 stream, thank you for the 5 stream. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Mr. Hi, I'm here. I'm standing here menacingly. Uh-huh. Thank you for the 5 stream stream, Resin Cloud. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good day. But yeah, so idea is this very, very dark gray zenith contrast over the zenithal, and then we're going to build up opaque light grays into extra light grays for the exposed like flesh and the weird flat face they have in their cloaks. There we go. Okay. So coat 1 of all these guys is here. Now, as I continue, the Red Choir, they have similar dark gray undersuits at least. Well, dark gray. Yeah, dark gray undersuits. So I'm just going to do it on any which I see. Like in here. Up the skirt. Just some darkness, my old friend. You are special because you have this weird robe on. So you may be totally red in yourself. Yeah, so maybe you won't have that. Well, let's see, Mr. Machine Gunner! Let us load up your pants on the inside. Up into your boots. And your sleeves. Just all around where your arms are. And also I'll just weaken the tank's color a bit, as was the hose, the mouth hose. And the gun, while I'm at it. Just to get the initial darkening. The rest into this ammo clip part. So what I can, get the insides. Okay, I need to do a little bit more. Dampen. Dunk. The cant. Very carefully. Just spot more there. As well as get it around your gas mask and stuff. Nice. Let me just use a bit more of the concentrated stuff around the pants leggings. Its arm folds. Okay, actually, on the hands as well, because they had to be wearing gloves for this. That. No, Canto Kennedy, your hands are clearly not covered. You have some pants leg to do. Let's just get the inside done with the pants leg. The boots are doing like a dark brown. Next we have Red Choirist crouching and shooting. So let's get your pants blacked in. And your sleeves. Well, Bit on the torso here. Need more. Ammo. Let's see what else. Spinal leg, the torsos, and then your gun. And the face. Okay. Nope. Regular guy. Menacingly holding his machetes. Let's just give your crotch a good blackening. And then your sleeves. Nice. It's a bit more, I think. And then your faceplate. Let's add a bit more pigment to his legs. Okay. More. Let's do the sergeant since you're right here. So get the thigh, get the legs. And the arms. There we go. Cross everything. The face. Nice. Grab more. Come back here, soldier. There we go. Your pants. Your shirt. Wait, shirt sleeves. Helmet. And gun. Okay. Regular guy again. Count a bit. Pants. Arms. Head. Gun. Let's see what's this one. Ah, Flammenwerfer. It werfs the Flammen. Pants. Shirt. Head. Okay. Mr. Throwing Dude. With a wide power stance. There we go. Do the crotch. The gun says he's holding it. And his sleeve. What? Other sleeve. Nice. And the head. Bam. And then, let's get you. The cleric cardinal, the cleric bishop or something. You have some blackness to you. Like his pants. And these inner arms. And then the headpiece. Okay. Well, so this can get a bit of a glaze down to darken it a bit and perhaps for the cloak. Okay. Right, Major Xenothaling complete. Cleaning off my brush, closing it. Now, let us do colors. Since I've got small areas to work with, I'm going to take a small round brush. I said a small round brush. Give me the small round brush. That tip is not tipping. We get a different one. This one. This is a size 0 pointed brush. Let's get some off-white going, or light. Let's get some light grays going. Well, my case is, yeah, light gray from Vallejo, regular. Shake it, shake. I'm just going to do a little fart of it right here. Blap. Dampen my brush. And grab. Yeah. If you need more, that's way too watery. Shake, shake, shake a bit more. Okay. There we go. That's smoother. Grab some of that. Then let's just get it in here where the weird face more is going to be. And the hands. A bit more of it to the hand. Nice and carefully. Okay. Let's do all the hands like that. The hands face mores with this. Well, do his little clenched fist. Smoothing it. I haven't figured out what color to make knives yet, but they are pokey-like, so I might do them as a bone white knife. Seems on brand for the shit they do. we go. Carefully. Nice and easy. That's every exposed hand. Oop. You have no hands, you just have face. Mm-hmm. You. Just production lining this. Your mind bears great pain for the good cause. Just hold your head together for a bit longer. Nice. Okay, his mind bears a little bit of pain, but that's fine. He's used to it. He's fine. He's dandy. You don't question the pain. There we go. Get all those fingers and digits done. And then your face more. Boom. Next. Your face. And your hands. Nice. Okay. You. The light gray. Facial more. And hands. Other standing guy. Clean. Wipe the smudge. Yes. Reload the gray. Rotate. Apply all over the hand. Clean away excess. And then finally, Mr. Candleman. Well, actually, I guess guy on slab, table slab, also deserves some spotlight. There we go. Let's get you holding this little thing of fire nicely. Also, while I'm actually at this point, stipple brush. Dab, dab, dab. It's loaded. Let us stipple down this over the stone thing he's on to bring up the details. Like so. Okay. Suppose cape as well can use a bit of it for now. Okay. That all that light paint dry. Let's go to some other paints. Let's look at the red choir again. There's actually scabbards to do. Scabbard. What color scab would be? They are the red choir, so I think, for something nice and ceremonial and stuff, maybe a bright red on the scabbard that will then darken down with some wash is in order. Let's see, where's my bucket of colors? Let me get a nice bright red going. Let's see. Well, honestly, maybe just my bright red Vallejo primer will work. Oh no, that's almost empty. I need to buy more of that. Never mind. Where's my Mephiston red? Mephiston these nuts. This thing's not there, so that means it's out on my table somewhere. That's concerning when I don't see it. Okay, where's my lead paint? Here it is. Got it. There. Let's say nice solid Mephiston red. Just use the size I've been using so far. Clean off the brush bristles. Get to the red section. Water. Red. There we go. Let's test it on you first. I think because of their stature, they'd be given they're the commanding swords of command. And the commanding armor of command. They're going to have a slightly fancier and bright sword hilt for their special weapon compared to the basic ones of the regular troops. So I'm going to give this a red body and then probably gold tips. There we go. So while I'm here with the red, I'll say his hilt, the grippy part of his hilt will also be a nice bright red, since it is the red choir. There. Now let's do the same for the Cardinal Marshal, who is going to be much more difficult to do, but will be possible. Not sure if you can see me doing this as easily as I can see, but I can get my brush where it needs to go. Nice. Load up. There we go. And from this side, all the way in and across. Nice. The tip will leave to make gold later. There we go. That's his scabbard, pretty much red. Now, anything else for bright red? Let's see. Not quite, because I'm going to use the words darker red from these other parts. I think bright red has been dealt with. Let's clean it up. Now I need my medium red. And it's going to be some was darker red, one of my favorite colors. Well, I start using my Space Marines, actually. Shake, shake, shake. Tap my brush. Doll up a bit out. Here, into the red section. Let's see. Let's go with the Sergeant first. So, Sergeant, he's going to get the was darker red sort of kilt. All their kilts and like main leather part will be in this like was darker red color. Just as a nice bright but not piercing red. Just show that they are the red choir. And then their gambesons will be in a darker red. With all of it brought together using some brown wash. Because we did the zenithal, getting a nice natural sort of highlights and shadows in the cloak area with this was darker red immediately. So I don't need to spend time trying to glaze or stipple up the colors a bit. I probably still can to emphasize the effect, but right now I'm not painting for competition. I am painting to play, which means get the paint on the mini, get the details what they need to be, and then go with that. Don't get hung up too much on small spots that are not going to matter in the end. Go. Nice bright burgundy kilt. Let's do the same over here. Basically, idea burgundy coats. Well, bright burgundy coat, dark burgundy gambeson pieces with the studs highlighted out with some silver. Black undersuits, well, very dark undersuits. And then some sort of dark leather for their belts and straps. Then mixes of gunmetal and, well, whatever metallics I have for, grenades, weapons, swords and stuff. Then boots will definitely be like a very dark brown boot color. Yep. Next. Nice. And paint mistakes are just to go back over with like black paint or something later to fix up. Like so. Across here. Nice. Wrap around. Fill. Nice and carefully. Whoop. Dot. Right through. Okay. Next kilt. Carefully. Just follow the contours of this. Load. Around here. Yeah, straight down. Nice and carefully. Side axes of this. Okay. Next. Nicely all the way around. Put a dot. Cover around this. Nice, okay. I've already got a bit on the boot, but I can fix that later. There you go. Okay. Next. Machine gunner. Ammo all around these robes. I'm just gonna get some on the knife. I can fix the knife later. Along the cloak edges. Okay. Flaming warfare. Straight down. All around. Nice. A little bit more. Okay. Spot mill paint, and that's going to be for the last dude, as well as the cattle cantina. Go. All right. You standing ominously with your swords out. Right around. Go. Say. All on the inside. The edges. Okay. Around here, this needs a little bit more. Okay, now Canticle Cannoneer. You have a lot. But because you have so much, brush change wide. There. Now we have wide. A little bit of spot up there. We'll load up more. All the way through and around this. Okay. That's as lower robe was done. I think that's. I think here, Scott. This is a longer robe, not kilt, so it's part of the main robe. So I think we're going to do the rest of him in this same color first. Very carefully. There we go. What? Get that red. You got red on you. Again, do not poke the sword. Apply the red where it needs to go. Around here. And then the head cloak. There we go then. Yeah. Okay, its primary red color is done. Bammo. Clean up. So now, let's see. It's time for me to do the darker red gambesons, I think. So for that, for nice dark red, I'm going to use the Hilt Burgundy. For nice deep dark red. Slightly purple. That's going to go on all the armored gambeson pieces. There we go. There. Clean the brush a bit. And now, dampen, load up. Let's get the gambesons going. Carefully. See everything that was on the top surface. Spot that. Your massive shoulders. Eight. What's here? And the chest. Around the corners here. Right around. Trim that. Okay. Let's see. Do I like that? Shake, shake, shake. Let's see if I like that versus an Emperor Red instead. Give me my brush. Let's grab some Emperor Red. Let's get that on a different guy. Maybe Emperor Red is the way to go. Let's see. What? Around. Back. I think I'm liking the Emperor Red more than the Burgundy, actually. So, a very fast repaint. In fact, maybe that a slight mix of the colors happen for a little bit of difference, and just see what happens. Nice and carefully. Whoop. There we go. Hello, Mr. Barbatos Rex. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Welcome to today's stream. This is part 2 Electric Boogaloo of my sponsor stream for the Crucible, Blood and Darkness by VoidWar Games. These minis all here were sponsored by VoidWar Games. You can find more information at !sponsor and grab the STLs yourself. Aha, there we go. So yeah, welcome. Just my idea is to get these fully base painted, in detail painted in one go tonight with both factions, the Vielborn and the Red Choir. Right now I'm working on the Red Choir since I just got the Reds out right now. But Voidborn I'll work on soon because they have a lot of off-white to deal with soon. But yeah. Also stay tuned because apparently they will have a Wave 2 soonish. And said Wave 2 might be offering physical minis. Physical printed minis as well as the STLs. So you don't even need to print them yourself. So stay tuned for that. Eventually. So, yeah. Again, very thankful for this opportunity. And for the free minis. And yeah, just enjoying painting these in a different color than I normally would be doing my other things. I say that as I paint these red, and my army's mostly red, but I'm using different shades of red now. And I'm mixing shades of red with each other. And so I've got reds and burgundies on the same mini. And it's just overall fun. These guys are pretty neat looking they're pretty neat looking, as is. Huh. You're building a new affinity. Ooh, very nice. I hope you're enjoying that build. Go, just nice. And I think we're doing multiple reds like this. That if I make a mistake, they're slightly opaque like they are. They just kind of sort of blend in with the other red which I already have on the mini. So it just looks right in the end without issues. Yep. Stick the brush up underneath. And this shoulder pad. Nice. You, Mr. Sergeant. Building in frame? Perfect. Let's see. There we go. But yeah, as I'm gonna have a game of this sometime probably next week, I'm thinking. So I want these guys made up and ready. Because the rule system included with this seems pretty good. You can get the free rules on their website as well for that, by the way. Simple right now, but of course early stays. And pretty much just there's a nice little contained wargame rule set and minis. And the minis, of course, can be proxies for anything else as you like, for any other thing in your armies. So yeah. Pretty nice, pretty neat, pretty cool. Oh. Let's just slam this over everything. It'll be annoying to come back to redot all those gambits and armor studs, but that's future me to deal with. Oh, just painted your under armor there. There we go. You. Load up and paint. Around the shoulder pads. You. Go. And the last guy, this one. Actually, second last guy. There's the Canticle Cannoneer to go still. Yep. Nice and carefully. Okay. All those dies done. Let the paint dry a bit, and I'll move on to the next part. So, in the meantime, let's look back at the Vielborn. Because I have an even lighter grey I want to use. Where is it? Where is it? Where's my light grey? Here you go. USAF light grey. Even lighter light grey. So let's absorb the healing water, so I have some fresh water to work with. Shake, 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 shake. Can a bit here. This is airbrush paint, so I might not need to actually thin it down too much, but I still need some water to clean the brush as the paint dries. Ammo. Let's start with you. So the USAF light gray. Just going to do it near the center. And like top surfaces. Oop. Clean the brush a bit more. There we go. One. Next one. He's firmly grasping his sword with his little knife. Just using this to lightly highlight over those areas. Dollop. 2. Next one. Let's get inside. And then the hands. Like a very careful, light sort of dry brush, more like just highlighting raised surfaces. Just to bring them out. Yep. Yep. Nice. Next one. Spot in there. And the rest is to highlight his hands that he grasps his head for. It's the duh on the ground. Highlight him as he just stands there, or he kneels there menacingly. He menaced too hard, and then now he hurt his head, so this guy's clutching his head. Just highlight raised surfaces and fix things up as best as I can. Mr. Candle. Ammo like so for the face. Similar for the hands. But also for the candle itself. Yeah, the cloaks might need another coat of the wash, but later. Let's just work on what we're working on right now. Got the face, the hands, clean up the cloak. Next, let's get over the hands, the face. And Mr. Shinji groveling hands. Like, highlight that. And the stuff dripping from his fingers. Okay. Oh, yeah, also I can touch up the Vielborn. Let's just get, well, the Nest Chef. Let's get some key parts brightened. Since the last time we met. Very carefully. A bit more. There you go. Alright. The chef has dealt with a bit more. Let's look at his sacrificial table for a bit. Let's see. Pop the dude off. Okay, where's my stipple brush? Time to stipple on the light gray all over this to get the pedestal look. There we go. Just stipples all along and around. There we go. We got a stone tab looking thingy. Let that dry. Mr. Dude. I'll stipple the bottom a bit to lighten it up a little. Spot of the lighter gray here. Over that. Stipple over this a bit more. There we go, brighten him up. Then let that dry. While that dries, let's go back to the red choir. Because actually, to paint one of the red choirs, let me get the one stack up. No, Emperor Red. That. That goes on your armor panel pieces here. That's a bit too dark. There we go. That's more like it. Yeah, a little bit of armor here on your chest. Right around the edges. Okay. Dry off the brush. Absorb excess from where it doesn't need to be. Your side armor panels. Nice. And all the way around here. Very carefully. Just full okay. Welcome, welcome. Yes, dual wielding indeed. He's preaching and praying his canticles while wildly waving two swords. Welcome, welcome. This is the red choir mini from the Crucible, Blood and Darkness. All these minis sponsored by VoidWar Games. Exclamation mark sponsor for the details in case you want to get the STLs for yourselves to print. And potentially Wave 2 will have physical things you can purchase as well. Just since this has so much cloak and robe, I'm just going to lightly sort of dry brush the top edges with this brighter red around here. Bring out the details as well. Yeah. We'll have acquired. It is their own custom faction of warriors who pretty much they fight to be the strongest, survival of the fittest, and they send their warriors to battle, and the gods of the universe pluck civilizations from different species to fight in the Crucible, their never-ending wars. And this is one of the factions. Let me see. Sponsor. And sponsor info. Intro. There we go. I should pin one of these, actually. Boom. There you go. Pin until unpinned. Yep, the pinned link for VoidWar Games, you can find the links to the PDFs for the lore behind their own little universe, as well as links to how to get these STL files for these little dudes. And, yeah. But it's just a lovely thing. And again, thank you, VoidWar Games, for sponsoring me these minis. Let's see. With the bright reds done, I should work on smaller details here and there now. Let's see. I think let that dry a bit. I'll do their gas masks. Yeah, let's do their gas masks. Let's see. Gas masks should actually be in the grayish color. Where's my rubber? Wait, I have a rubber color I can use. Where's my rubber? That's gunmetal. Looking for rubber. Checking my paint drawer. Panzer Aces rubber is what I want. That's a green. It's gunmetal. Come on. I was using this a lot when I was doing bolt action stuff. Where's that rubber paint I had? Panzer rubber. Whoop. In my other pink pot? Let's see. Some of the other hints, extra steps? Maybe. Whoop. That's Abaddon Black. Where is my dark rubber for Panzer Aces? Oh, here's a nice dark brown. I can use that for some leather stuff. Ugh. Give me a second. Oh, here it is. Here we go. Panzer Aces dark rubber color. That's what I think all the gas masks and stuff are going to be painted up in. So let's get this ready. And just blop a little bit there. Clean off my brush. And continue. Blap. Dot of water. A dot of paint. There we go. There we go. It's very carefully. And the piping. Very thin, but so far so good. Nice. So where? Oh, you had a respirator mask. You. Get that pipe going along. Bit more opaqueness to it. Some more rubber hosing. Whoop, round to the Flammenwerfer. What's up? Okay. Along the hose. Right on along. Ooh, straight here to the back. Okay. Sergeant, where? Well, actually, I could do the boots in this color as well. Probably should. I'll get to that when I get to that. Okay. Okay, get all these guys down here. You, this other little carbine dude. Spots around there. Nice and carefully. Nice. So I'm just using this rubber gray as a temporary paint fix as well on spots which need it. Okay, you. Nice. Around the edges here. Okay. Wait, you. Straight on down. Nice. Okay. What? You dry. You! Get that coverage all over. Hmm. Okay, then. Let's see what else. Yeah. You, your little sleeves. Same for here. Carefully. Okay. I'll let those parts dry. I'll just quickly do all their little shoes and boots. Oh, hello, 1 second. I'm just doing a little toe here. Where are we going? What's going on here? Hello, Glorious Miniatures! Hey, welcome, welcome, everybody. Good day. Glorious Raid. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for dropping in, buddy. Let's get you a shout out. S.O. Glorious Miniatures. Welcome. Thank you. Hello everyone. Thank you for the follows. I'm Coleman, the Plumber VTuber. I plumber at VTube. I do a lot of model kits, building, painting. I'm doing a lot of miniatures. Currently, today is a sponsored stream, just like last week, where I was sponsored by VoidWar Games for the Crucible, Blood and Darkness, VoidWar, and Vielborn. They were kind enough to provide me all these minis, from the full set of minis from both factions, to build and paint, and I started last week. I'm finishing it this week. Oh yeah, thank you for coming. I'm doing great. What were you doing, by the way? Do tell. Also, we need to go. If we need to go, I know streaming can be difficult. But yeah, in the pinned message, and here you can find the STLs to the current release of VoidWar and Vielborn. There was weird Eldritch Abomination dudes, of which the leader has a thing for stepping on people. There we go. They got the Vielborn. He steps on his victim and he absorbs their life force through his toes. That's probably not the correct lore, but that's what it looks like. And that foot is real close to that crotch. So, yeah. So they're weird eldritch cultists who have lost their minds to the Veil and stuff, and they go around the battlefield, who either going around going nah, stab, 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 or that's going, hi, I'm here. My job is to stand here. Don't ask why, you know later. Or they're just scrounging around on the ground, picking up rubble and mud and just forming little effigies here and there. Where don't worry about the individual effigies. Worry about when they finish all the effigies in the giant pattern across the entire battlefield. That's when you gotta worry about it. Supposedly. And yeah, basically their minds have been taken by the Veil and they're just mindless cultists. Oh, and then he has his emotional support candle. Yeah, he's here. He's here with a candle. That's all you need to know. He's got a candle with him. He's going to stab you in the eye with it, or he's going to drop it. One of the two. Yeah, and then that's followed by the Red Choir, who I said, yeah, they're kind of Kree-coded. Pretty much, they are from a planet full of war, basically through survival of the fittest, and they are the fittest faction, and pretty much just non-stop war all the time. And yeah. And supposedly the universe is eldritch gods and beings have set up a giant defensive array and artillery network across the universe to prevent any other species from exceeding them in evolution. And now, in the center of our galaxy, they converted a black hole into the Crucible, title drop, where pretty much it's their playground to create battlefields as they like. They can grab people from different civilizations and quantum link them into this battleground and pretty much set them to war with each other for fun, for research, whatnot. Basically, they're the allegory for us, the players, grabbing our minis and sticking them into random battlefields all the time and going pew pew blah 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 with them. Yeah. And so, these are the first two factions that VoidWar Games has released. And there will soon be another two factions coming out soon. Keyword is soon. And supposedly, when they have that released, they'll also not only offer STLs, but physical minis as well. So yeah, look forward to that. The sponsor stuff is in the pinned comment. And yeah, that's my sponsorship, blah blah blah, for Canadian painting. Let's see. World War I type gear. Yes, indeed. Also, there's this guy pointing with this lovely mace. Well, this is an early production run, but for an early production run, like this mace with the chain is one piece, and it's scary, but it's pretty solidly attached. Like, holy shit. Just one piece. It's one piece. It is real. Solid brass. I love it. Thank you kindly. Snazzy chaps. Yes, indeed. But I misnamed this the entire time last time. I called this the Cardinal Marshal. When he's actually the Cleric Marshal. Here's the Cardinal Marshal. There we go. So these are the two different leaders with their little hilts. He has a cape, but I have it separately right now. And yeah. Also, let's see. Catch up on chat. Want to know fun about your rogue traders? For sure, let me know. We and his uncle didn't have kids because him and his husband were patient way more possible than the husband. Eldar, aha. Interesting. Just because they died, Uncle kept Soulstone, keeping my neck, but Wraithbone arm, rogue trade said that goes with. Oh, cool, nice. Yes, I know, indeed. Perfect. Welcome. We support that here. We support anything here. All the above, yes. We support all the above. So, yeah. That's pretty good. Pretty interesting. So fancy thing, especially with the Soulstone shenanigans. Yeah, apart from that, there's this guy with a, well, it looks to be a Browning machine gun, except the front has a rotating barrel with, like, 6 barrels on it here. So it's a 6-barrel rotating Browning machine gun, and he has a bunch of clips on his backpack, which is pretty cool. Now, yeah, right now I'm trying to do these in like a 2-tone red. I'm not sure if you can tell, but got like a bright red on the kilts, and then a dark red on the gambeson pieces, with a sort of a rubbery grey-black on all the inner shirts and stuff. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I think I'm going to do. Yeah, maybe I'll do their boots in this Marion. This flat brown for the boots, I think, might be ideal. Just to give it a little bit more extra flair and color. And yeah, pretty cool dudes. Helmets, I don't know what color helmets to do yet. I feel like making the helmets red might be going a bit too far. I might do the helmets in a sort of this style where it's a dark steel and then a brown wash over it. Something like that. Or I do have this refractive green, which I use for my UK bolt action minis for the British troops helmets. Sort of like a bit of a camo green. That might be a nice little bit of a contrast on the heads. So yeah. Also you can tell the difference where these guys have just like the flexible gambesons on the armor, but the leaders have the full plate armor on them. So that they're more important. He's got a little Luger. A sword and a Luger. What could go wrong? That's all people, except Eldar players. Wow! Big words, sir. What about Tau? Yeah, but thank you all coming. Great appreciate it. And yeah, I'm just painting these up because I need to go in about 53 minutes. I do not want to go more than beyond midnight because I have to wake up early tomorrow. So just gonna go as far as I can with it. Thankfully, the Vielborn are pretty simple. I just need to go and do their gold details and trims. Maybe another set of. This is a case of another set of glaze to darken the cloaks a lot, but also I do like how they pop a bit with with fewer layers. I do like being able to actually see a bright mini on the tabletop to use. So it's the age-old how I want it dark, but I don't want it too dark shenanigans. I feel for the Nest Chef, this weird furry guy, having a darker cloak is fine just because he has a lot more exposed skin, and that slutty ass thigh, that thigh slit. Like, he's slaying for the souls, but he's also slaying that fashion. Like, look how high cut that thigh cut is. Same for the other side, and get away. And well, and a woohoo from down below. Look at that. Hot monk indeed. Yes, indeed. His mouth may be stone shut, but he's got the blitz. He's got the thighs. He's got the yaoi fingers. Those nice long yaoi hand fingers. And the nails. So it's like, this is hot. But he is also hot in a different way, if you know what I mean. Okay, anyway, continue on. So let's get you back on your emotional support, victim, here. Just the friction from their feet is usually enough for him to stand on it, usually. Yep, there we go, he's balancing. No, not the yaoi fingers. Yes, the yaoi fingers. He's gonna claim your soul with the fingers. You're either going to get the yaoi fingers or the yaoi toes. It's your choice how you want to get your life force sucked out. Through the fingers or through the toes. It's either going to be a hand job or a foot job. And this guy is getting the foot job, as you can tell. No, Darth Helmet, I didn't see you playing with the dolls again. So, yes. By the way, this is me horrendously messing up the pre-existing lore they have. If any of the lore writers for VoidWar games is looking in here, I'm so sorry. As in, I am not sorry at all for anything I am saying right now. You gotta deal with it. No, I'm sorting you what you were getting into when you sponsored me for this. So, yeah. Anyway, continuing on. So, I think what I want to do next is, let's do their boots. With this, since I pulled the brown out, before I forget, let's do the boots. Again, I've got 50 minutes before I really need to go, so I'm just going to start color blocking the major detailed spots on everybody. And then anything extra I get to do, I'll do extra. Otherwise, it'll be off stream through the week. And next week, we'll return to doing some Warhammer. I don't know which Warhammer, though. I have many things and many plans to do, and this week is fucking busy for me. But no, we'll see. Let me just... Can I do this? By the way, is this is model color, so it's not thinned. I have a mix of model color and model air, which I use a lot, so I have to actually keep track of which is thin, which is not thin, so I don't end up over-thinning my way through some stuff. I shouldn't need too much of it. There, so let's get some booties. Let's brown some booties. Also, hold on. Let's brown some booties sounds very misconstruable. And I am okay with that. Oh, I forgot. Touch up your abs. Touch up the leg here a bit with the gray. Just a little bit. There. Okay, clean that up. Notebooks are still around making the next one. Oh yeah, was it Spaceballs 2 or something was in the works? Or was it out or in the works? I forgot. I remember hearing something about Spaceballs 2 being a thing. And that'll be hilarious heck. I need to watch Spaceball 1 again. It's been ages since I watched Spaceballs. Balls. I'd like balls. Anyway, yeah, let's just see. Ooh, this is a brighter brown than I expected. But I do need to remember, everything here is going to take a brown wash. Either Agri's Earthshade or the Vallejo Game Dip brown. So it will darken down later. Trust the process. It will darken later. Just deal with it for now. I say this for the chat and to remind myself not to get impatient about this. Trust the fucking process. It will get darker later. Just color block the damn things first. Yeah, this... Although, God, this did look much darker brown in the pot. Yeah, I think I remember hearing something about Spaceballs 2 or whatever. Something about Spaceballs 2 or Spaceballs related was coming out or has come out. But I'm so far behind movie tracking and things. I'm just generally busy with life and my hobbies. There we go. We got some nice little brown boots. Look at that. I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna touch up these flowy things with bone white. Same for the bandages, and then they're going to get a brown wash as well. As you may not notice, everything's going to get a brown wash at the end of it. Just to bring it all together and just to really make it a bit more darker and grungier, as it deserves to be. There we go. Nice and carefully. He joked throughout about a sequel and is doing the thing. Yada yada. Age Jedi might be high power. I see. But for the boots, probably going dark and content. Yeah, exactly. I'm also trying to remember that I'm finding brighter contrasting minis just look better on the tabletop as well. So I'm also trying to remember that this will darken, but I do want this to still be brighter than normal. Example, actually, I have an example here. Can I snooze that one? Yes, bammo, snoozed. Like, this is the red I used for my Spec Marines. I have a custom Blood Angels, which is like a dark red with a black wash, well, this is actually highlighted by all the whites in the trim. But I feel like having a lighter red on the rest of my Marines, like this, will look better on the tabletop, especially when contrasting with the golds and stuff. So, yeah. Whoop, put that to the side. Let's see. Also, like, hold on, where can I? Let me carefully move a thing. Move this aside. Like I've done, this is a third-party mini. I don't know where it's from. It's just some kitsune lady with a giant axe. And, yeah. Even though it's supposed to be grimdark as well, having the bright popping colors, just everything is easier to see, easier to look at. And, yeah, so I'm embracing the brighter colors. Brighter colors with high contrast, I think, is the way to go in my taste. So, yeah. Let's see, how can she compare for size? She's about a head to... Yep. Yeah. She's about a head taller than these guys. Maybe we can proxy her into the game as some demigod or something, or whatever. Or weird alien thing. Then this is the hard way. Tend to make things too dark in value cold in colors. Yeah, exactly. So embrace bright colors first, because worst case is you just wash it and darken it down a tone. Color washes are an amazing fix to almost anything. There we go. So anyway, let's just get the rest of your booties done. We're browning them booties. And we'll figure out what to do with the remaining time. Again, I had the grand plan of completing this in one go of both factions, and technically I almost have, but the Red Choir have a lot more smaller details to work on, which I'll probably not be able to finish in time before I need to go. Yeah. And that's also exclusive basis. But hey, got a major push in progress. As I said, I'm also going to be busy this whole week with different events and joining things, so I'm probably not going to be touching these until next week, or this coming weekend, so, oh well. Also, VoidWar Games, as also meant, Crucible, have their own rule system. See the link in the pinned comment and the sponsor link. You can find it on their webpage, VoidWar Games, which uses a D8 system, and I will be doing a practice game with them soon. We got to schedule the time. We're all busy right now. It's a bloody busy. It's a busy month for most of us. So yeah, hopefully, so these will see battle in person soonish, as our schedules allow. So yeah, this will be nice and fun. Blabble. I am wondering though, should I am sort of feeling like I could glaze this, but nah, let's just go with it as is. Just slough these on. See how it goes. Good, I've got my rubber grey to help fix up the pants and shirts and stuff as I go through it. Let's see how it goes. Bammo. Oh, adverts starting in about a minute as well, by the way. Can't do much about those. Twitch requires it, so hang tight. And if you want to support the channel, feel free to give those subscription. You can use my random emotes here and there. If I was less busy in real life, I'd have more emotes and stuff working, but unfortunately I'm not. And also, again, thank you for all the lurkers, raiders, and those who are just popping by. Every little bit of number counts to help with the stream metrics. Which I don't look at during the stream. I do look at it after stream. At the same time, my purpose of streaming is just to share the hobby with others. Find like-minded people, show it's not too hard to paint and things. Show it is a fucking pain in the ass with an airbrush, but it does wonders. And generally, it's my one day a week I actually focus the hobbying as well. So it's you're hobbying today, and that's that. Nothing can stop you. Nothing! Other than a traffic jam. But that stops many things. Alright, I'm going to need a little bit more brown. There we go. So yeah, I'm thinking, no. Trust the process, do the wash first, and then decide if I need to change the darker red to be more contrasting. Do the wash first. Wait until the wash is done. Don't. Trust the fucking process. Don't get ahead of yourself. Color block everything that needs to be color blocked in first. Do not rush, do not panic. Remind myself this. The hobby of painting sometimes requires patience. There are shortcuts one can take to speed things up for sure. But especially when it comes to like the final colors and stuff, just trust the process to the end, then decide if you hate it or not. Reduce the number of touch-up steps as you can. Just firmly grasp it. There we go. Also, actually, I have 3 extra minis as well. I need to ask the guys of VoidWar Games. Because there's like 3 guys still like chained up in chains. I need to ask, are these meant to be a 1 chained up unit or a 3-man unit of something? Because I haven't found what they are for yet, compared to all the other minis. But hey, chained up men, how interesting of a situation, isn't it? That's going to be very popular. Blah, blah. Another boot. Nice and carefully. Oh, the boot goes up to here. Hold on, fixing that. Nice. You! Oh, I almost missed you. Mr. Crouchy with your gun. You can't hide from my sight. I'm gonna brown your boots. Oh, diggity dog, I'm gonna brown them boots up. There we go. The booties are browned. Just dab the bottom of the sole. Nice. Clean up. Let's see, 23 minutes, I think. Shift these to the side. Since most of these are color blocked in now, the one guy who's not color blocked in is the Cleric Marshal here. So I think for the final bit of work today, since I know I can't finish all this in the stream as I thought, I'm going to get the Cleric Marshal color blocked in first, and then call it at that. So I can spend time getting myself packed up and going to bed at a somewhat decent time. So, for the Cleric Marshal, I'm going to do it similar to the Cardinal Marshal with a base coat of... As a base coat of, I say as I am looking for the paint that I used. Why am I not seeing it? Here we go. Dark Steel from Vallejo Mecha Color. And Dark Steel is pretty much just a light gunmetal. Lighter gunmetal. So, shake, 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 shake. Again, this is an airbrush color as well, so it just comes out nice and smooth for painting immediately. You get a size 1 brush. Well, size 0 brush. There we go, just blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to decant a bit here. That's the thing I like with these Vallejo Mecha colors, this metallic line, is that it's pretty thin for airbrushing, but also it's just the right thinning amount to directly hand brush as well without dampening your brush that often. Like that. Let's go. You got a lot more detail on your armor, so we'll just YOLO it. Look at that lovely, smooth, yet smooth, bright, reflective of metallic you get from this. It's amazing. Like, if you want something actually, I feel like this is like a smoother lead belcher. Like, you don't see like the little particle bumps in it. This is just smooth metallic. Perfect for armor and stuff like this. Oop, I put someone to the part that was meant to be the black. Also, thank you for the lurk, by the way. Again, appreciate the raid and everyone coming by and lurking. Anyone is welcome. Lurkers included. Every little bit helps. There we go. So just get that entire part gunmetaled. I can come back and fix these more inner areas later. Like your vambraces here might be a different color to look better. We will see. For now, anything armor, gunmetal it. Or not gun, dark steel it. Gunmetal will be for the guns. You have brown belts and stuff here as well. So some cute things going over the armor here, so let's just get that covered and around. Nice and carefully, down to the boots. These are also, these look like steel boots, so dark steel for them as well. Like, clearly, the leaders of this faction get the good armor and shit, while the regulars... Well, the regulars actually do get armor. They get the Gambesons, which is still pretty good. But the leaders for sure get the... They get the bling. They get the plate. They get the solid steel. Yeah, look at that. One layer hand brushed with a dark steel, and we got such a nice metallic base layer to work from. Amazing. And also, I guess... There's touch-ups some missed spots here and here. Suppose I'll just do your head, yeah, helmet and crown in this as well. Yeah. Okay. Let's get the gun going first with the color. It'll become gunmetal later. There we go. So you got a bunch of straps and stuff around your waist. That's fine. Yeah, let me just dark steel your sword hilt, your sword blade first. I'll come in with a silver later to really make it shine. Rotate. Nice all the way along. That. Got some onto the red. That got wiped away somewhat. I suppose the dark steel will go on the metallic tips of your... Oh, crap. Alright, I'm losing brush control already. I'm rushing too much. I will fix that by hand later. There we go. Nice. Put it there. Also, I remember the cleric master, I did do his entire scabbards. I forgot his entire scabbard, so I had to very carefully squeeze it in and glue it in. Now I have to just finish the paint of it. Very carefully. There we go. From the angle up here. There we go. Alright. You've been goldenified. You have some robe things. So those will be the red. Let's get that Emperor red going. Blah, 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 blah. Shake, shake, shake. From Tooth and Goats. Dang. Dab. Load up. Have this little thing on the side of your hip. Don't know what it is, but I'm going to paint it red. Yep, don't know what any of that is, but it looks like something that should be red, so I'm making it red. Same with this side. Nice. Okay. Take it around. Get the red in there. It's hard to reach. Nice. Again, I'll have to fix up the metallic later. What are the little paint mistakes I have here and there? There you go. Clean that up. Get some of the lighter brown in here. Have some Tiara Matte Panzer series as well. just a nice light brown. Oh, that goes on these little straps he has, dangling. So, there's this little belt here. Rotate around. Little dangles here. The strap holding his scabbard in place. Other straps around his back here. Nice. Very carefully. Perfect. Okay. Clean up, because there's actually some more red stuff I've got to paint up. Load. Yes, this little flourish detail there. Okay. Dry up. Throw that away. Nope. Forget it. Fix it later. Okay. Then. Let's see. Let's get the wash back here. Where's it? Bestseller column wash. Get that on his sleeves again. Just the inside of his wrist, his lower arms, where the joints are. And then his skin, his bodysuit that leads up to his head through the back. There we go. So on the headpiece. Okay. Let's get the brown wash going. Let's just brown wash it right now. Let's see how it looks. Agrax shade. All reliable. Where's my wide brush at? There it is. Climb up. Oops. I don't clean the brush. Now it is. Nice, okay. Bottle liquid. A big dollop of Agrax other shade. Yep. Should be plenty. And go to town with it. Pull down these legs. Rotate around. more. First this. Nice. Turn around. Wash all of that. There we go. Look at that. Looking much smarter now. Let that dry for a bit. I'll clean up my brush. Let's get some for the gold trim details. Let's do the good old Retributor armor. Never can go wrong with Retributor armor. Tap in a bit. Dollop a little out. Grab you. Very carefully. So, I probably should wait a bit longer for the gold, but the gold is pretty stable on its own. I mean, slightly mixed with the brown wash will darken it a little. Let's see. Let's spot more gold. Yeah. Actually, he doesn't have many spots to put gold on him. He's got a lot of spikes. There's going to be a lot of light silver airbrush, dry brushing for sure. No, I think... Oh, I guess the pommel of his sword can be a nice gold. And I guess his little crossguard as well. Yep. Oh, just slide right around there. There we go. Let's see. It's got more deals. I think I have to wait for this. I really need to wait for the chest to dry, which might not be finishing tonight, but still. Okay. Cool. I think I really got to just let him dry first, so put him to the side. What do I do? Helmets, yeah, let's do the helmets of the regular guys first. Because I think I want to try this Verd Refractario, refractive green as the helmets for like a sort of army green helmet. Feels like that's like being a nice little bit of a contrasty color to work with. An extra pop of detail on them. There we go. And I do think I'm going to do a little bit of glaze medium with it as well. Like a slightly transparent green. Yep. with the size 1 brush. Let's draw that in. Okay, let's try and see. Again, also I'm using the glaze, I'm making it the glaze green so that it's transparent, so I can more easily paint over it if I don't like it. Okay. Why not? Let's continue with that. That's looking okay. I'm liking that. And that up. You. You. Let's get that nicely all around it. You. Okay. I'm liking this. Look. Round wash in the end will bring it all together. Just got to, again, trust the process that the color blocking will look slightly cartoony until you brown wash it together. Then it all comes together. Like how non-oil is liquid skill, well, this is the liquid skill to me, but it's going to be brown instead of black. Some of these need a bit more pigment on them. Okay. Oh, you. You. Okay. You have a hood on, so that doesn't really matter. Cool. All right. Good. I think that's some good progress. Again, good. Not as much progress as I wanted, but good progress anyway. Let's see. What time is it? 13 to midnight. I should probably start calling it here now, so I can actually sleep by midnight. So, let's see. Who's is there currently online? Can I send the fun over to and stuff? Ooh, I see a few peeps. I see quite a few peeps. Let's take a look and see. Yeah, thank you, we appreciate it. And again, thank you for VoidWar Games for sponsoring these minis. Let me see. Whom? 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 Oh, hello. I don't know. There would be on today at this time in this region. Hold on. Let me see. Let's see. Let us see. Let me see. Browsing and looking and browsing. Wait, huh? Oh, shit. They said they were alive, but they were actually not. Oh, how dare they lie to me like that? Map, wap, wap. Looking and browsing. Browsing and looking. Let's see. I think... How about you? Whoa, what happened? That happened. Okay, we're gonna go say hello. We get raid going. Bah, boom. Is it working? Yes, it's working. Okay, we're gonna see Milky Opu. She's a lovely artist, creator. She's currently doing some combini shenanigans. She does a lot of lovely art. And, yeah. Great appreciate it. Thank you for coming. Great appreciate it. I stream every Tuesday about 10 p.m. Japan Standard Time. As always, I usually have my notices the day before. My socials are here. The sponsor details are here. And, yeah, until next time, thank you all. Oh, raid message. Raid message is going to be... Raid message will be... The community has come to say hello. Add a bunch of emotes and stuff after it as well. Bam. 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 There we go. Yeah, thank you for coming. Great appreciate it. And until next time, let's grab you by the toes. Until next time, away we go. Toes. Toe, folk. Ooh. There you go. Toes. There, check out those toes. Look at them grippers. Look at that upscutting those grippers. Oh, yeah. That's great. That's nice. Okay, let's go.